A payout is when you receive your funds from processed 365Pay transactions in your designated bank account. You receive these payouts based on your configure preferences, such as the payout frequency and the number of days it takes for a transaction to be eligible for payout. This video outlines the 365Pay payout process, including key concepts and common reasons for delays, to give you a clear understanding of how you receive your funds. Let's get started.
365pay follows a fixed payout schedule based on the restaurant's configured settlement cycle and payout frequency. This means that all transactions from a sales day, regardless of the payment method used, are grouped into a single payout batch. This payout is then sent to the registered bank account once the payout batch meets the restaurant's configured 365 payout settings. We will discuss these important 365pay settings as we go along this video.
The payout amount you'll receive is calculated on a net basis. This means you receive your total sales revenue for that period minus any costs, such as refunds, chargebacks, or transaction fees. Let's get into the specifics. When your 365pay service is first set up, 3 key settings are configured for your restaurant: payout frequency, payout trigger amount, and settlement cycle. Payout frequency determines how often a payout is triggered. Payouts are sent on regular banking days and can be set to daily, weekly, or monthly. If set to daily, a payout is triggered every day from Monday to Friday. If weekly, a payout is triggered on a specific day of the week. When monthly is selected, a payout is triggered on a specific day of the month. Payout trigger amount is the minimum amount required to process a payout. At the end of the settlement cycle, the system checks if your current balance meets this minimum. If it does, the payout is processed and will go through once the trigger amount is met. The settlement cycle is the time it takes for a transaction to clear and become eligible for payout.
Importantly, payment methods have varying settlement cycles of their own, which means transactions made on the same day might not be ready for payout together. It can be more difficult to cross-track payouts with sales days when dates don't match. With 365pay, you can set a single settlement cycle, determined by the varying settlement dates of each payment method, to allow you to receive the funds in the same payout batch. For example, digital wallet transactions might have a settlement cycle of 2 days, while some credit card services have 3 days. To ensure you'll get these funds in the same payout batch, 365pay's settlement cycle will be set to 3 days. Moving on,
You might come across the term T plus number. T stands for the transaction date, and the number is the number of banking days until the funds are credited. For example, if your settlement cycle is T plus 3 and a transaction occurs on a Monday, that transaction, along with all others from that day, will be credited to your account on Friday, unless there are known delays. In this scenario, Monday is the transaction date, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday account for the 3-day settlement period, and Friday is the day of payout crediting. Usually, a payout is sent to your account after midnight. This logic applies regardless of how many days you set. For example, if T plus 1, then transactions made on Monday will be credited to your account by Wednesday. Keep in mind that transactions placed on weekend days follow the payout date of the preceding Friday. For example, with a T plus 2 settlement cycle, all orders placed on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday will be paid out to you by the following Wednesday, with Monday and Tuesday being the 2-day settlement period. Bank holidays can cause delays since banks are not operational on those days. If a transaction is processed during a bank holiday, the settlement cycle is not affected, and you should receive your funds on the expected payout date. If a bank holiday occurs between the transaction date and the next payout, your payout will be delayed by 1 day. 2 holidays would cause a 2-day delay, and so on. If a bank holiday falls on the intended payout date, the payout will be pushed to the next banking day. For example, if you're scheduled to get your payout on Monday, then the payout would be moved to Tuesday. Let's look at an example to see how all this works together. In this scenario, the configured payout frequency is daily, the settlement cycle is transaction date plus 3 days, and the payout trigger amount is $1,000. A 365pay payment is processed on a Tuesday. The amount from the transaction is added to your current balance, which you can find in the Balance Overview report. Since the transaction was made on Tuesday, and your settlement period is 3 days, covering Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, the transaction will be paid out to you on Monday of the following week, as long as the total sales reaches $1,000 and it's not a bank holiday. If that payout were a bank holiday, the payout would be triggered on Tuesday instead. If the total sales doesn't reach $1,000, the payout won't be sent out. Instead, it will be carried over to the next payout batch, and the funds will be sent to your account once the $1,000 trigger amount has been reached. We hope this video helped you understand 365pay's payout process.
Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more informative content that helps you make the most of our services.